Many people think that the word no is hard, cold, or even unkind, but in truth, no can be a very gentle and caring word. It depends on how and why we use it. The power of no is not about pushing people away. It is about creating a space where truth and respect can grow. When we say no from a place of calm and clarity, we are not rejecting the person. We are simply being honest about our limits. This honesty is a gift. It allows others to trust our words, because they know we will not say yes when we do not mean it. Sometimes we say yes to please others, even when it causes us stress or harm. Over time, this can lead to exhaustion and even resentment. A gentle no can protect our well-being, so we can be present with an open heart when we truly say yes. The strength of no is quiet. It does not need anger or force. It is steady, like a tree standing in the wind. It bends when it must, but it does not break. This kind of strength grows from knowing who we are and what we can give. When we understand this, we see that no can be an act of kindness, both to ourselves and to others. It keeps our life honest and balanced, and in that balance there is peace. Many of us find it difficult to say no, even when we know we should. We may feel a tightness in our chest, a quickening of the heart, and a heavy pressure in the mind. Often this comes from our desire to be liked, to be accepted, or to avoid conflict. We fear that saying no will hurt someone's feelings or damage our relationships. From a young age, many people are taught to be polite and helpful. These are good values, but without balance, they can lead us to give more than we have. We may feel that our worth is measured by how much we do for others. If we say no, we fear we might appear selfish or uncaring. There is also the habit of rushing to agree before we even think. In a world that moves quickly, silence before answering can feel uncomfortable, but without that pause, we often ignore our true feelings and needs. Some of the struggle comes from not wanting to disappoint people we love. We imagine their sadness or frustration, and we choose to take that weight on ourselves instead. Over time, this can lead to a life filled with obligations that are not truly ours to carry. Understanding why we struggle is the first step toward change. When we see the roots of this difficulty, we can begin to respond with more awareness. Saying no does not mean we love or respect others less. It means we are choosing honesty over pretense, and this can make our relationships healthier and more real. Boundaries are like invisible lines that protect what is important to us. They are not walls to keep people out, but gentle guides that help us live in a way that feels right and balanced. When we have clear boundaries, we can choose where to give our time, attention, and care without feeling drained or resentful. Without boundaries, our days can quickly become filled with tasks and demands that do not match our true priorities. We may feel as if we are living for others, without space to breathe or reflect. Over time, this can cause stress, tension, and even a loss of connection with ourselves. A simple no can be the first step in setting a healthy boundary. By saying no to things that do not serve us, we are saying yes to what truly matters. This can mean more time for rest, more energy for meaningful relationships, and more focus for the work that inspires us. When boundaries are respected, both we and the people around us benefit. We can give more generously when we are not overextended. Our yes becomes warmer and more genuine because it comes from a place of choice, not obligation. Inner peace often grows from knowing our limits and honoring them. When we live within those limits, we move through life with greater ease. We no longer feel pulled in every direction. Instead, we walk a clear path, steady and calm, guided by the quiet strength that comes from balance. One of the strongest reasons we avoid saying no is the fear of letting people down. we imagine the sadness, frustration, or even anger that might follow. This fear can be so powerful that we agree to things we do not want to do just to keep the peace. Often, this fear is tied to how we see ourselves. We may believe we are only good, loving, or valuable when we are pleasing others. If we say no, we worry we might appear unkind or unreliable. These thoughts can become so deeply rooted that we no longer question them. We also tend to overestimate the negative reactions of others. In reality, many people can understand and respect a thoughtful no. They may even admire the honesty it takes to say it, but our mind often focuses on the worst outcome, making the risk seem bigger than it is. It is true that sometimes saying no will disappoint someone, yet disappointment is a part of life, just like joy or excitement. When handled with care and kindness, it does not have to damage a relationship. In fact, honesty can build trust over time, because people know we are being real with them. By facing the fear of disappointing others, we learn that our worth is not measured by constant agreement. We can still be kind, loving, and supportive, even when we say no. The courage to accept temporary discomfort can lead to stronger, more authentic connections, both with others and with ourselves. Our time and energy are limited. Once they are spent, we cannot get them back. Yet many of us give them away without much thought. We agree to tasks, favors, or invitations simply because we feel we should, even when they leave us feeling tired or scattered. Every yes we give is a promise. It is a promise of our time, our focus, and our emotional presence. When we say yes too often, our days fill with obligations that do not match our priorities. We may find ourselves rushing from one thing to the next, with little space to rest or reflect. Saying no can be a way of protecting what truly matters. It allows us to reserve our energy for the people and activities that nourish us. It also gives us room to respond to life's unexpected challenges with a clear mind and a steady heart. This does not mean we should close ourselves off or avoid helping others. Instead, it means being thoughtful about where our energy goes. A well-placed no can create the space for a deeper, more genuine yes later. When we guard our time and energy, we live more intentionally. We are able to give our full attention to the present moment, rather than rushing through it. And when we do choose to help, our actions come from a place of strength, not exhaustion. This balance is what keeps us steady and allows us to move through life with clarity and purpose. Many people avoid saying no because they fear being called selfish. The word itself carries a heavy weight, as if caring for ourselves is somehow wrong. But there is an important difference between selfishness and self-respect, and understanding it can free us from unnecessary guilt. Selfishness means acting only for our own benefit, without care for how our actions affect others. It often ignores fairness, kindness, and empathy. Self-respect, on the other hand, is about honoring our needs and values while still holding respect for the needs of others. It is a balance, not a wall. When we respect ourselves, we recognize that our time, energy, and well-being are valuable. We make choices that protect these things so we can live with integrity and purpose. This might mean saying no when a request would harm our balance or take away from what truly matters in our life. Self-respect also allows us to be more present and giving when we do say yes. Instead of feeling resentful or exhausted, we can offer our time and care freely, knowing we are not sacrificing our health or peace. This kind of giving is sustainable and genuine. It is worth remembering that people who truly care for us will not demand that we harm ourselves to please them. They will understand that our no comes from a place of truth, not rejection. In this way, self-respect can strengthen relationships rather than weaken them. When we learn to see the difference, we no longer confuse self-care with selfishness. We can say no with confidence, knowing it is a step toward living a balanced and honest life. In the middle of daily life, there is often a small, quiet voice inside us. It is not loud or demanding. It does not shout over the noise of the world, yet it carries truth. This voice often knows whether we should say yes or no before our mind has fully decided. The problem is that we do not always hear it. Our days are filled with opinions, expectations, and the constant pull of other people's needs. In this noise, our inner voice can be drowned out. We might make choices based on habit or fear instead of genuine understanding. Listening to this quiet voice requires stillness. It might be a few moments alone in the morning, a pause before answering, or simply taking a slow breath when faced with a request. In these moments, we give space for our true feelings to rise. Sometimes the voice within will tell us to say no, even when the world expects a yes. Trusting that message can feel uncomfortable at first, yet the more we listen and follow it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, this inner guidance can lead us to choices that feel lighter, clearer, and more honest. This voice is not selfish or unkind. It is the part of us that understands our limits and our truth. When we respect it, we are respecting ourselves. And when we live in alignment with that truth, we find a deeper sense of calm and direction in our lives. Saying no is not about ignoring the needs of others. It is about finding a balance where everyone's well-being is valued. When we respect our own needs, we are better able to respect the needs of those around us. This balance allows relationships to grow in trust and understanding. If we always say yes to others but no to ourselves, we create an imbalance. Over time, this can lead to frustration, exhaustion, or even hidden resentment. On the other hand, if we always put ourselves first without considering others, we risk closing the door to connection and compassion. True respect is not one-sided. It listens carefully, considers the feelings involved, and makes choices that honor both sides. Sometimes this means offering help when we have the strength and time to do so. Other times, it means kindly explaining why we cannot. In both cases, the honesty behind our decision shows respect for the relationship. When we express our no with care, it can even deepen mutual respect. Others may see that we value honesty over empty agreement, and that we are willing to take responsibility for our own limits. This builds trust, because people know we are not hiding our true feelings. Living in this way does not mean every situation will be perfect or without tension. But over time, it creates a foundation where everyone feels valued. And in that foundation, both self-respect and respect for others can grow strong, side by side. Sometimes saying no is not just about turning down a request. It can also mean stepping away from a situation, relationship, or habit that is harmful to our well-being. This kind of no often requires the most courage, because it may involve leaving something familiar, even if it is not good for us. Unhealthy situations can take many forms. They might be relationships where respect is missing, environments filled with constant negativity, or commitments that drain our energy without giving anything back. We may stay because of fear, habit, or the hope that things will improve. But deep down, we may already know that our path lies elsewhere. Walking away does not mean we are giving up. It means we are choosing to protect our mind, heart, and spirit. It is an act of self-preservation, not selfishness. And often, it opens the door to new opportunities that would not have appeared if we had stayed in a harmful place. Of course, leaving can bring feelings of guilt, doubt, or sadness. But these feelings are part of the process of change. Over time, the relief and clarity that follow will confirm that the choice was right. having the courage to step away, also sets a powerful example. It shows that we value ourselves enough to refuse what is unhealthy, and that we believe in the possibility of a better, kinder path. This strength is quiet, but it can transform the course of our lives. At first, saying yes can feel like the easier choice. It avoids conflict, pleases others, and may even bring a sense of usefulness. But when yes becomes our automatic answer, it can slowly turn into a heavy burden. Each agreement we make takes a piece of our time and energy. When these pieces are given away too often, we may find ourselves carrying more than we can handle. This weight can show up as fatigue, irritability, or a quiet feeling that we have lost control over our own life. The burden often grows because we do not want to disappoint others or appear unwilling to help. Yet the cost is that our own needs are left unmet. We begin to feel stretched thin, and even the smallest new request can feel overwhelming. Recognizing when yes has become a burden is important. It may be a sign to pause and ask ourselves if we are agreeing out of genuine desire or from pressure and habit. Sometimes the most caring thing we can do, for both ourselves and others, is to step back and allow someone else to take the lead. When we free ourselves from unnecessary yeses, we regain our strength. This allows us to say yes in ways that are wholehearted and joyful, instead of tired and resentful. In this way, each yes becomes a gift rather than an obligation, and we carry our responsibilities with greater lightness. Saying no does not have to be harsh or cold. When done with care, it can be a graceful act that leaves both sides feeling respected. The way we deliver our no can make all the difference in how it is received. Grace begins with honesty. Instead of giving long excuses or pretending to be busy, we can simply and kindly state our reason. A direct but gentle approach helps the other person understand that our refusal comes from thoughtfulness, not rejection. The tone of our voice matters as much as the words we choose. A calm, steady voice can soften the impact of a refusal. A small gesture of gratitude, such as thanking them for thinking of us, can also help maintain warmth in the conversation. Sometimes we can offer an alternative. For example, if we cannot take on a request now, we might suggest another time or recommend someone else who could help. This shows that while we cannot say yes, we still care about the person's needs. It is also important to trust that our no does not require endless justification. Over-explaining can make our decision sound uncertain and may invite pressure to change our mind. A clear, kind no stands on its own. When we learn to decline with grace, we protect our boundaries while keeping our relationships healthy. In time, others may even respect us more for being honest and consistent. Saying no with kindness shows that we value both ourselves and the people we speak to. Trust is built when people know they can rely on our words. If we say yes when we really mean no, we may keep the peace in the moment, but over time, this can weaken trust. Promises that are made without sincerity are harder to keep, and broken promises can hurt relationships far more than an honest refusal. Honesty creates clarity. When we are clear about our limits, others know where we stand. They do not have to guess whether we are being truthful or acting out of politeness. This kind of openness invites mutual respect because it shows we are willing to be real, even when it is uncomfortable. Some people believe that honesty will harm relationships, but in truth, it often strengthens them. A thoughtful no can prevent misunderstandings, avoid future disappointment, and keep our interactions straightforward. Even if the other person feels let down at first, they can come to appreciate the consistency and trustworthiness that honesty brings. Being truthful also allows us to connect more deeply. When we speak from the heart, our yes carries genuine meaning, and our no reflects self-respect. This balance makes our relationships healthier because they are based on reality rather than appearances. Trust grows slowly but can be lost quickly. By choosing honesty, whether in agreement or refusal, we nurture a foundation that can support our relationships for years to come. In this way, each clear and truthful answer becomes a quiet act of care. When we learn to say no with clarity and kindness, something important happens. We begin to live in harmony with our own choices. This harmony comes from knowing that our actions match our values and that we are not betraying ourselves for the sake of pleasing others. Living in this way means we accept both the benefits and the consequences of our decisions. If we say no to an invitation, we understand that we might miss out on an experience, but we also gain rest, focus, or peace of mind. If we say yes, we do so with open awareness, knowing it is the right choice for us in that moment. Harmony does not mean life will be free from challenges. It means that even when difficulties arise, we can face them without the weight of regret. We no longer carry the silent resentment that comes from agreeing to things we do not truly want. This kind of living also changes the way we see others. We begin to respect their choices more because we understand what it takes to make decisions with integrity. Just as we hope others will honor our no, we learn to honor theirs. When our inner world is aligned with our actions, we move through life with a steady heart. There is no need to constantly explain or defend ourselves. Our choices speak for themselves, and the peace that follows becomes its own reward. The word no may be short and simple, but it holds a strength that can shape our lives. It is a strength that does not shout or demand, but speaks quietly with honesty. Each time we use it with care, we protect what is important to us and make room for what truly matters. Learning to say no is not about shutting people out. It is about living with intention. It allows us to offer our time, energy, and love in ways that are genuine, not forced. In this way, no becomes a gentle guardian, guiding us toward a life of balance and clarity. The quiet strength of no grows with practice. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but with each honest choice, we find more peace in our hearts. And as that peace grows, we can give more freely because we are no longer giving from emptiness. I wish for you the courage to honor your limits and the wisdom to know when to step forward and when to step back. May your no be as truthful as your yes, and may both bring harmony to your life. Before we end, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to those who have given a like, subscribed to the channel, shared your thoughts in the comments, offered a super thanks, or joined as a membership supporter. Your kindness and connection mean more than words can say. It is an honor to share these moments with you, and I am deeply grateful for the way you walk this path together with me.